Hello everybody, and welcome to Right to Repair Wars. This is an update on the front of Hakko. Yeah, front of Hakko. Okay, that kind of wasn't funny. But this is an update to the firmware backup and extraction of the programming ID code for in-circuit programming. I have tested it with the Flasher Pro. It works. Flasher Portable Plus. It works. Zeltec ISO 1. It works. I'm going to show you how to get the firmware version from your FM-203. First, you're going to want to make sure you have no tools hooked into it. You're going to plug it in. You're going to want to hold the star, hash, and S down at the same time. And you're going to turn it on. And I missed it. But I need to look at the manual what this U is there, because if you miss it, it'll go to that U and you can change it to an A. Not sure what those are. But let's try this again. Oh, missed it again. There it is. This one is version 2.00. To be able to run the FM-2030 without having to send this all the way to California to have Hakko update it to version 3.01, we need to find a unit with version 3.01 or later. My local friend that I knew had a 2030 working with his FM-203, so it had version 3.01 or later. No longer has his FM-203. He kind of likes JBC now. He went and he didn't keep a backup like I did. But if you run an FM-2030 on a unit that don't have the proper firmware, it will just do this. Should have said headphone warning, but you guys are tough. Hakko, they released a repair manual for this, which was malicious compliance. The repair manual had nothing about repair in it. Their current repair manuals have nothing about repair. It says replace a board, replace this part, and you have to buy the part from them. They control the part. That is not the spirit of right to repair. The spirit of right to repair is to be able to repair the unit at the component level, all the way down to the very teeniest tiny part, without having to spend hours reverse engineering, because spending hours reverse engineering increases the repair cost, and most of the time it makes it beyond economical repair, versus having a schematic and a board layout and firmware. You can say, hey, your MCU is dead. We need to replace it. Replace the MCU, plug in, load up new firmware, out the door it goes. If you burn a component and it's on a multi-layered board and you have some board damage and you need to figure out, okay, well, we need to find out where that internal trace runs to that's damaged. A schematic is good for diagnosing that. So is a board layout if it's available, but right to repair, they don't require Hakko to make these stupid repair manuals that they're wasting a lot of time on, because they don't provide any repair information. Right to repair says schematics. If you have a repair manual already, provide it. It don't say create a new one. That's absurd. If you have firmware, provide it. Make it available. If you don't want to make the file available, sell us a chip with it pre-programmed to it. You know, if you don't want to have digital copies of your schematics out there, make it paper. paper, then you can charge for the cost of the paper. But if we're going to have to reverse engineer these things to work on them, we might just, take the whole board apart, sand it down, do what we need to do. No problem doing that. I'm currently looking for an x-ray machine. I'd rather x-ray it instead of go destructive. I almost got an x-ray machine. Yes, I almost got a nice x-ray machine. But the shipping from California to here was... The guy wanted to handle it himself, and I can go through freightcroat.com, and I knew the size of the pallet, and he wanted like 4 times what the cost of freight was. I was like, no, ain't gonna do that. But let's stay on subject here. Right to repair. Hakko, your in-circuit programming code is now no longer confidential, proprietary and confidential. That's what you said. Another thing you said is your brand reputation. You think that it would hurt your brand reputation by supporting Right to Repair in case somebody did a bad repair? It would hurt your brand. Well, not supporting Right to Repair is hurting your brand more. And I'm going to continue this war until you wave the white flag, provide schematics, firmware. I'm going to be ordering an FX971, 972, and I'm going to do a teardown of it. I noticed on Hakko's kb.hakko USA, they provided one of those non-repair repair manuals that provides nothing about repair on those, but they did provide the firmware. But they had the firmware on their website when they first released it. It had some sort of computer program that you had to load it up with or something. I don't remember. But yeah, they provided the firmware for the 971, 972. Thank you, Hakko. But no schematics, any information like that you could actually use to repair it. But thank you for providing the firmware. And that was done, I think the update on that was showing 6 days ago. I'll post the link in the description. So, yeah, again, if anybody in the Portland, Oregon has one of these that has the later firmware, let me know. I would like to hook into the little ISP port right there. Just plug in a cable and hook it up to the programmer and hit read. If I get a good read, awesome. If I don't, if it rejects the code, then we can discuss if you want to let me pop the chip and find the code. So we'll catch y'all later. Be sure to like, subscribe if you like this type of content. If you're like the person that called me and said I'm a Right to Repair Karen, which I really don't think he got my gender right, and he shouldn't be calling me a Karen. I'm a Right to Repair Kin. So like, subscribe, and I'll keep you updated on this war with Hakko. Later.